Well, let's return to one of our top stories now. The government is backing a £15 million plan to redistribute thousands of tonnes of surplus food from farms to homeless shelters, food banks and charities. The funding was originally pledged by Rishi Sunak back in February, but was delayed following the general election. Well, I'm joined now by Sarah Calcutt, who's Chief Executive of the food charity City Harvest, who've been delivering free food to thousands of people across London this Christmas. And Sarah, just to ask you about this government scheme, first of all, how useful do you think it will be? Will it make a difference? Because, of course, this is what you're already doing.
Good morning, Jane. Yes, it will be really, really useful. It's very expensive moving food around. So you've got this addresses sort of a dual challenge. There's quite a lot produced if you're farming that doesn't make the specification for your retail partners. If you've got a good crop year, then you won't have a processing market. And so this is really healthy, really good, nutritious food, which can go to waste and is a cost to a producer who already has squeezed margins. For a group like City Harvest, we share 45% fresh produce. This is absolute magic because assistance in helping us reclaim this food and deliver to to those it's needed for is just wonderful.
So to make it clear, this is food that farmers would be basically turning into animal feed or having to dispose of, that at the moment they are doing that because that is the cheapest thing for them to do. This government money will help bridge that gap, will help allow them to get that food to people like you.
Absolutely. So this is the ugly apple, that it's the carrot that's got a lump missing, all these sorts of things. And usually it would go to processing. As a farmer, you're looking for the least costly route to dealing with something that you don't have a retail sell for. And so the route into animal food or juicing on things is not wrong. It's still food being put to purpose. But then, of course, we've got 20% of the population that need food. And to deliver a really healthy diet, of course, has then a myriad of additional benefits, will help their situation and help their health as well, which, of course, then has bigger social impact too.
And how busy have you been at City Harvest over the festive period?
It's incredibly busy. It is our busiest time of year, bar absolutely none. I was in the warehouse until sort of 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. We've delivered something in the region of 350,000 meals last week. We're one of two major charities in London doing the same thing. So there's ourselves and the Felix Project, and we work in the same way. We're looking at delivering a healthy diet and rescuing a lot of food that otherwise would go to waste. So, I mean, the footage you've got there, all of those products are short dated, or they're damaged tins, or it's a failed new product development line. So it's historically something that would have gone into energy production or into landfill. And so it's now being given a real purpose. At City Harvest, our food is always free as well into the charities that it goes into. And that then facilitates all the counselling, the debt advice. The lights are on. It's a warm, safe space. You can find somebody that you can talk to who can help you, get you out of the situation you're in. So it's about food opening the door, facilitating a better diet and a bit of hope.
And how busy has it been compared to previous years?
Demand, frankly, has doubled. We have grown, we have doubled in 2 years. We've gone from feeding 69,000 people in October 22 to now feeding almost 130,000 people every week. That's across 30 boroughs of London. For every person that we currently feed, there's another one, and probably more sitting on a waiting list. We work with some absolutely extraordinary community organisations. They all have a waiting list. They all cannot source enough funds or food to meet the demand that's coming through their door.
So why do you think the numbers are going up so much? Do you think that it is because genuinely more people are in more need, or is it that perhaps those people were in need anyway, but now they're finding it easier to come forward and ask for help?
I think possibly a little bit of the latter, but it is mostly the former. If you think about how the cost of electricity has gone up, the cost of food has gone up, you've got a big challenge around interest rates. So if you're a household that was just getting by a couple of years ago, you might have some loans, some HP to pay for your cooker, your fridge, your car, whatever. If you've got no surplus money in your household, then you won't be paying those. You may well have lost your white goods in your household. And there's reportedly almost 2 million households that currently don't have an oven or a cooker or a fridge or a freezer. You're looking at households with no savings now. So there is no rainy day fund. There's no reserves. So each pay packet just gets you through the month, but it probably isn't going to generate enough surplus to pay for food. You've got a lot of people this winter who will choose between heating and eating. we increasingly see a number of people looking for food and support for their families, and they're £40 to £50 a week short every single week. So the cost of living in London obviously is particularly high, and with everything else rising in cost and wages, they are rising, but they're not rising at the same rate as everything else. Of course, you have just a huge income gap.
And briefly, Sarah, how easy is it to get businesses involved, to get new companies involved? What's in it for them?
It has to be said, there are some really fantastic altruistic businesses out there. There is a huge cost to a business of disposing of waste. And in the food industry, sadly, waste is absolutely inevitable. Something will go wrong somewhere along the stage sometimes. To have a partner like City Harvest is really valuable because we will save them money, frankly. We will go and collect their surplus of whatever kind of food it is for free. And then we will distribute it and send back their packaging if they need us to. There's a lot of benefit with the new piece of legislation coming in for ESG reporting. We can help organisations like City Harvest can help a business with their ESG reporting in their annual return. So we can talk about the environmental and the social benefit of what they have done by their donation. We equate everything in terms of time, food, or the environmental impact. And so it gives them a statement that is then very valuable around that ESG. So they can show that their business has a social benefit and therefore an environmental and social benefit.
Sarah Calcutt, CEO of City Harvest. Good to talk to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane.
Let's just bring you a bit of breaking news.